Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. And today I'm going to give my review of Royal Rumble 1994. Starting off the evening, we'll go to our first match of the night. It is Tatanka versus Bam Bam Bigelow. The match itself, it was a really good matchup to start Royal Rumble 1994. Back and forth matchup between Tatanka and Bigelow, with Tatanka keeping the pace of the match. Tatanka, though, ultimately hits a crossbody on Bigelow, pins him for the 3. And your winner of the match is Tatanka. Hats off to Tatanka for getting the win in this matchup. Moving on from that, we go into our next match of the night. It is for the WWE Tag Team Championships. It is Owen and Bret Hart versus the Quebecers. I thought this was a relatively good matchup as well. Back and forth matchup between both teams, with Owen and Bret keeping the pace of the match. Owen wanted to tag Bret, but Bret applies a sharpshooter. Referee ends the match. And your winners of the match are the Quebecers. Hats off to the Quebecers for getting the win in this matchup. Moving on from that, we go into our next match of the night. It is for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. It is IRS versus Razor Ramon. I thought this was a relatively good matchup as well. Back and forth matchup between IRS and Razor, with Razor keeping the pace of the match. Razor goes for a Razor's Edge, but Shawn is here. Shawn ends up attacking Razor Ramon. But Razor ultimately hits a Razor's Edge anyway, pins him for the 3, and your winner of the match is Razor Ramon. Hats off to Razor Ramon for getting the win in this matchup. Moving on from that, we go into our next match of the night as well. It is Yokozuna versus The Undertaker in a casket match. I thought this was a great match. Back and forth matchup between Yokozuna and Taker, with Yokozuna keeping the pace of the match. Taker hits an old school on Yokozuna. Jarrett and other superstars from the back come out to attack Undertaker. Yokozuna then throws Undertaker into the casket, and your winner of the match is Yokozuna. After the match, though, you can see the rest of the superstars that came from the back, including Jeff Jarrett, Bigelow, guys like that, were pushing the casket to the entrance ramp, and all of a sudden the lights went out, and you see Undertaker in the Titantron, kind of, revamping himself, if you will. It was an awesome moment, man. It was a great moment to see. Fantastic matchup, and hats off to Yokozuna for getting the win in that matchup. Moving on from that, we go into our next match of the night. It is the main event of the Royal Rumble 1994. It is the Royal Rumble matchup. The match itself, it was a great match. It really was a good matchup. Back and forth matchup with everybody involved. Scott Steiner was entrant number 1 into the match, and Samu was entrant number 2. Bret and Lex Luger were the last two in the ring. But Bret Hart and Lex Luger ultimately eliminated each other. And your winners of the match are Bret and Lex Luger. Couple of things I want to say about the Royal Rumble 1994, man, before I get out of here. Number one, it was a decent Royal Rumble. It wasn't the best, but it definitely wasn't the worst. Couple of matches on here I actually really liked. Tatanka versus Bigelow to open up the match. I'm a big Bam Bam Bigelow fan. And to see that match to start Royal Rumble 1994, man, it was a really good opening matchup. IRS versus Razor Ramon. Fantastic matchup. I think Razor Ramon was one of the best Intercontinental Champions of all time, in my honest opinion. Owen Hart and Bret Hart versus the Quebecers for the WWE Tag Team Championships was also a fantastic matchup. And then, obviously, Yokozuna versus The Undertaker in that casket match. Fantastic match. And like I stated earlier, man, the way that match ended, having everybody from the back come out to attack Undertaker for Yokozuna to get the win. And then, Yokozuna gets the win. They're pushing the casket back towards the entrance ramp. And then the lights go out, and you see Taker on this Titantron inside the casket, almost like a inside view of him sitting in that casket. It was kind of like a revamp of The Undertaker, if you will. So it was like The Undertaker could never die, which was absolutely awesome, man. The fans went absolutely insane. He actually levitated over the Titantron, which was absolutely awesome. So that match was absolutely legendary, and obviously the Royal Rumble match where we get two decisive winners in the Royal Rumble. We have Bret Hart and Lex Luger. They both eliminate each other in that match. So, fantastic Royal Rumble. I'm not going to sit here and say it was the best, but I'm sure it was not the worst. But if I had to give Royal Rumble in 1994 a solid rating from 1 out of 10, it's probably going to be a solid 6 at best, man. But this is my review of the Royal Rumble 1994. I hope you guys are out there staying safe. Be careful, and remember, stay classic. Peace.